Zalalam here from 2620 is active. Today we will discuss about for loop or for statements in Java. Before that, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe, and if you like my videos, please like, share and comment. For loops are very commonly used statements in Java, and there are two ways to use for loops. There is a traditional way and there is the enhanced for loop. We will see the traditional way here, and the general format for loop is you write the keyword for followed by opening parenthesis and then initializer semicolon and condition semicolon and then iteration. Then you close the parenthesis and then you will open a curly brace and you close it with a right curly brace. Then you will write your statements here. So before we write the for statement, let's declare a variable called input, and here we will add system in. Then first let's guide the user to enter a number. Here we will, so here let's write our for statement. For, so our initializer, let's declare our initializer. Let's call it I, which is equals to 0. So this is our initializer statement. Then our condition will be a relational statement. We will write this one. So this is a condition, and then we will write our iteration. So our iteration could be like this, and then we close our parenthesis, open a left curly brace and write enter. So the compiler will insert the closing curly brace. So here we can write this one as +1, that's 1, or we can write this way, the prefix, or as before, the postfix. And we can also have the increment to be like this, 2, 3, or whatever number we want. So here write this one, then we will say let's print I here. So what we expect from this one is the printing of the number I, the value of I during each iteration until I reaches to none. When I reaches to none, the for loop will halt. So the printed numbers will be 1 less than none. So let's see. Here let's say 10 and print. So as you can see, we started printing from 0 till 9. So the for loop halted when the value of I reaches to 10. So we can have nested loops as well. So when we say nested loops, it means you add another for loop inside here, like similar to this one. You will nest it. Okay, so we'll have for loop. You can nest it as much as you like, but it's advised to keep your statements very simple so that it could be understandable by you later on or somebody else who is reviewing your code. And the other thing, when you nest your for loops, the time it takes will be the product of number of iteration in the for loop and the second loop and so on. So it will get very simply very large number, and it might challenge your memory and your computer, so you have to know what you are doing when you nest for loops. So let's see an example. Okay, so just for the purpose of our exercise, let's remove this one and declare an integer array, and let's call it array. And as we have discussed in data types, we initialize the value of arrays with curly braces, and here let's say 1, and let's close our curly braces, and then to make it two-dimensional we add another curly brace, and let's say, so here we will, so this is a two-dimensional array. If we want to make it a three-dimensional array, we will add 1 3 braces here, and then we will add here inside this another array. So let's, for now we'll stop here, and we will write our for loop here for int I, which is equals to 0 and I less than array. So this is a method given by Java to get the length of the array, okay, or the number of items in an array. So I plus plus, here this will loop through the number of the outer array, or the first level of the array. Then we will loop through the inside array with the nested for loop. So int j is equals to 0, sorry, j less than array, and the first one I, we get the first one, so this iteration, then we'll take length here too. So, and j plus plus. So here we have got nesting of our loop. So what we are going to do is print this number of arrays during each iteration. Okay, so what we are going to do is print array. Here we will reference with I and then j. So we reference each item with 2 indexes. The first one will get the first level, this or this, and the second index will get every element of each member of the first level array. So we will print that one. So we will do it 2 times. So we, as you know, we start array index from 0 and we'll continue as 1, and since the length of the outer level is 2, so we say less than 2, then when it reaches 2 we will halt the for loop, the for loop. So here, to make it clear, let's have a new line here. So this will separate every iteration here. Okay, so let's run this one and see what we will get. We will get the printing of this in the first line, and then the printing of this in the second line. Okay, so here we get the first one, and here we get the second one. Before we finish, let's have another example for the nested for loop. Let's say int num, which is equals to 5, and to have another nested example for int I is equals to 0, I less than num I plus plus, and for int j is equals to 0, j less than or equals to I j plus plus. So this is the other way. So just to have another example, let's print this one, and then let's have we forgot the out keyword here, that's why we have an error. Then so simply new line. So we will get here a triangle shape drawn using a star. Okay, let's run this one and see the example. So you see here with a nested loop we were able to draw a triangle. Okay, so that's it for this video, and thank you for your time.